I will call the regular session of the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
Leyland,
Here.
Little,
Here.
Schwartz,
Here.
White,
Here.
Drolka.
Here. Please join me for a moment of silence to reflect on our actions. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll entertain a motion to receive the agenda as proposed or amended.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. We have an agenda. Public comments. Do we have anybody in the boardroom that would like to provide public comment? Do we have anybody online or on Zoom that would like to provide public comment? All right, item number 3, Years of Service Awards. Mr. Veeder.
Thank you. We have 4 awards today. First, with 20 years of service, Isaac D. Jerome from the Engineer's Office. Would you like to take this, Kathy? What?
I don't think that's right. That's not the right.
That's not right?
Yeah.
Sorry?
He's with the sheriff's department.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one. I beg your pardon. I'm very sorry. Isaac D. Jerome, 20 years with the Sheriff's Office. And we'll get that to him. But the next one is Brett Klemp from the Engineer's Office for 30 years of service. Sorry about that. Thank you. And also with 30 years of service, Mike Hendrickson from, I'm pretty sure I got this right, Conservation.
Congratulations.
Thanks, you guys. No speech. My staff has
Please.
informed me, and they reiterated that breaking down here. I'm best when I just don't talk at all. So that way I can keep everybody out of trouble. But I do appreciate you guys putting up with me for this long of a period of time. That is a long time, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We appreciate all you've done.
Congratulations,
Thank
Mike.
you, and all you do. Thanks.
And then, with 45 years of service, which Rita tells me the anniversary is actually today, is Lois Mott from the Treasurer's Office.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you like to?
Thank God for this too. I wouldn't make it. Thank you. Ha ha, I beat you.
Yep, 45 years. Wow.
I can't win.
I know when I see, I mean, 45 years is just unbelievable. That's commitment, and that's a long time, and it's impressive. So, all right, so thank you all who were recognized for your awards and change in job classifications. I think the engineer will enjoy being a deputy, or the deputy will enjoy being an engineer. Item number 4 is claims and payments. Mr. Perry.
This week's expenditures total $287,229.48, of which jail commissary makes up $19,206, maintenance department $35,889, and finally IT department $18,567. Everything looked normal.
We have a resolution that the Board of Supervisors approve the expenditures and that the county auditor be authorized and directed to issue checks against the various settlements and claims such as allowed. Moved by Mr. Little, seconded by Mr. White. Do we have any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Drolka.
Yes. Item number 5, project updates from department heads, elected officials.
Morning, Kathy.
Kathy?
Good morning, Board. Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. A couple things I wanted to update you on. We did complete flood repairs from the Wapsipinicon River overrunning its banks last week. That was primarily on Canfield Road and Dunkerton Road, as I told you about. It was mainly shoulder repair, probably 200 to 300 tons of rock were placed in the shoulders in the vicinity of the river. Brandon Road closed this morning, and it is a 12-day working day project, and this is to remove approximately 800 or 900 feet of concrete, poorly deteriorated concrete, just west of the Buchanan County line. So this is that main commute route between LaPorte City and I-380. So that's why we put the 12 working day clause in the contract. We're hopeful that it's completed before then, and we'll hope for good weather. And then work is also ongoing on Grundy Road. Things are going fairly well. We are hoping that PCI is able to complete the road this year yet. That they initially weren't sure if they would be able to complete it this year, but the way things are going, we're hopeful that it will be completed this year yet. Can I answer any questions at this time? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike?
I'll be quick. Mike Hendrickson, the Director of Blackhawk County Conservation. To follow up with some of Linda's information there, we did have two parks that were affected by the flooding. Blackhawk Park, obviously, and then Sickle Cove Park, just to the west of Fairbank there. Neither park, and I've looked at both of them, they didn't sustain damage hardly at all. It was very quickly up and very quickly back down, and other than the drying out process, they're going to be up and ready to go. They had a little bit of debris, so we're in great shape that way, and hopefully things will dry out and they'll have them open, I'm guessing, with this week, I would guess. So
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Yolando?
Good morning, Board. Yolando Lovelace, Blackhawk County Veterans Affairs. And if you don't mind, I'd just like to give you a brief update, at least come to the board at least once a month and kind of give you an update on how we're doing in our production. I did want to thank Mike. Mike gave us some picnic tables, and they've been very beneficial for our Veterans Picnic.
I'm sorry, Lori.
And it looks like we might have lost
Yeah, this, when he.
Zoom.
Yeah, when he.
I did that.
It's all your fault. Come on. Window shut you off,
Mhm.
I apologize. My speech is over. Again, I apologize. I won't touch nothing else. But happy Labor Day to those who's 30 years and 45 years and 20 years. That's an accomplishment. But real quick, I normally give our commission an update every month, and so as we prepare to commemorate the 20th anniversary of 9/11, this month should be very busy for us in that standpoint. But it gives us an opportunity to kind of think and reflect on where our country has been. If we move over to slide 2, just wanted to kind of give an update. So the Department of Veterans Affairs have added 3 more conditions for our Vietnam veterans. It's exposures to herbicide. 3 of those conditions are bladder cancer, hypothyroidism, and Parkinson's, and it's really the tremors. And we're starting to see veterans come in and get awarded those benefits for those 3 conditions. So that should bring a few more of our Vietnam veterans back into our offices to help with that. On another note, the VA has also started looking at our Gulf War, Desert Storm 2 kind of veterans, and they realized there was 3 conditions associated with, and we kind of talk about particle matter, but it's actually just dust and from the burn pits. And of those three, you can see those three conditions there. Both of them, all three of them are dealing either with the nasal drip or restriction of the lungs in that standpoint. So we should start seeing my generation of veterans start to come in with those conditions. The unique thing here is you have to have one of those conditions within 10 years of separation in that standpoint. So like our Gulf War I guys are probably be out of the criteria in that standpoint. But our 9/11 guys are right there in that standpoint. Next slide, please. And then here, I've been dealing with a veteran's wife. She's a widow. But what I found out from Mr. Ferguson was he was part of the 92nd Infantry Division. And the 92nd, along with the 442nd, and again, this is history, the 442nd was all Chinese, or not all Chinese, all Japanese unit. And they were in northern Italy. And so to know that we had Mr. Ferguson from Waterloo, who did 35 years at Viking Pump, was associated with the 92nd, which was the Buffalo unit, was awarded 2 Bronze Stars for his services in northern Italy in the mountains. And those 2 units themselves, the 92nd and the 442, had some of the most horrendous casualties in that standpoint, because they were always used as a diversion in that standpoint. But unique to have one of our own a part of that situation. Just a little history. Next slide, please. Some of the things that happened in August in that standpoint, our biggest one is we did get an opportunity to participate in Irish Fest, and we love that. It was our 2nd year in a row, and we look forward to it continuing. We had a home-based Iowa meeting where the mayor of Waterloo and the mayor of Cedar Falls are looking to get Black Hawk County, Cedar Falls, and Waterloo listed as one of the home-based Iowa areas. And what that means is that's an area where we try to recruit veterans to come and work here, either at John Deere's, Viking Pump, or somewhere else from outside of the state to come in our area. And so we're looking to formulate that group and to move forward with that. Some of the other things, we can move forward to the next slide. Some of the big things in September, like I said, it's going to be a pretty busy month. Mr. White's already kind of talked about, but we will be out at the visual from the 10th through the 12th. The other big thing I have on here is the Waterloo Fire Department and Black Hawk County Veterans Affairs are teaming up for a 2nd year in a row to do a blood drive commemorating 9/11. And they'll be doing that down in Fire Engine, I think number 3, right off of Franklin. That's where we're going to be at, off of 3rd Street, from 8 to 2 p.m. And we're looking to see if we can get our community to come out and support and to save a life by giving a pint of blood or so. Next slide. I just wanted to touch base with us, just comparing month to month, July to August. One of the unique things that I kind of want our commissioner here and then also our board of supervisors is we're still averaging about 30 to 32 new veterans a month. And that's been continuous, throughout the whole year. So that's a good thing, and that we're seeing someone who had never came to office before. So about 1.2 new veterans every day for the 20 days that we work out of the month. We're also continuing to track our female veterans and people who come in for initial visits. Next slide. The biggest one here is the one that says Service Connected. That's where we make our money in a standpoint of giving veterans an opportunity to earn benefits. And so that's a unique one that we're tracking, is how many of those benefit packages do we do, because the return on investment is we can bring some residual income to that veteran. We did dip a little bit on pensions and DIC. We also noticed that our on an honor guard and the deaths have actually started to decline too in that standpoint, at least for my VFW post and my American Legion post. We haven't did as many honor guard funerals, so that's a good thing because we're starting to see that curve in that standpoint. The other one is the challenge of our PTSD and our MST. You guys are aware that there was a Marine down in Florida that took 4 lives, and so mental health is still a big condition or concern for me and for all of our veterans that within our community in that standpoint. Very sad loss of life. Next. The next one is in just the war period itself. We're still seeing a cumulative number of Vietnam veterans, and that's where the central is. But our Persian Gulf and our post 9/11, they're still there, and then our peacetime veterans. Next slide. And then what we got for Waterloo, Cedar Falls, other counties, and National Guard. We're just tracking who's coming in our doors, you know, in that standpoint for the counties, in particular the other counties in that standpoint. Next slide. Couple things. This is our donations, and we would not be successful if it wasn't for the community in that standpoint. And our success at what our center is based off of what the Board of Supervisors has given us. We get nothing but rave reviews of how our center is, and so there's people who are wanting now partnership with us and to maintain that in that standpoint. But I just kind of want to give you a dollar figure of where we're at. The yoga that has transpired. The young lady that used to do the yoga, she went on to do bigger and better things. So we're looking to try to reestablish that with someone else in that standpoint. And then our ramps. With the wood prices, we kind of teetered on the ramps, but we're picking back up. And that's probably our most area of concern is making sure we have enough. Because a ramp is anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 now to build for our veterans who are unable to. Next slide. Then our last slide, Ken wanted to kind of talk about our budgeting. So if I come in there at least once a month to kind of talk about where we're at. The one big one that stands out is funeral expenses. Since the start of this new budget year, we've done 7 cremations. And that's unusual for just a 2-month period. But that's where the need was in that standpoint. We do not criticize, but scrutinize to make sure that they need that. And between us and the county, we make sure we take care of our veterans and non-veterans who are in need. Shelter is pretty low, and then utilities and transportation. That's what we also seen an uptick where veterans who are needing bus passes to get to various places in that standpoint. That's where that transportation comes in. And we have yet to do anything with grave markers. That normally comes around about the 3rd quarter when Memorial Day happens. Next slide. And just standing by to address any questions or concerns.
Yeah, Yolando, would you give the board a count on how many people that you are actually seeing from the other counties and what counties they are and how many people?
Sure, I could do that, but majority of them, in that standpoint, Tom, is we got a few from Bremer. I could actually break that out at the next one, but Buchanan, all of our regional counties pretty much. Buchanan, Bremer, Butler, Fayette are the ones that come to mind right off the top that are coming in. And it's by word of mouth. There's nothing wrong with that, but we try to make sure that they are staying within their areas, but when they're not getting the service of their other areas, they try to come to us. And
those counties you mentioned, they don't have veterans affairs in the county?
So here's the challenge is Waterloo, based off of populace, based off of the state, we have a 40-hour office. Some of the other regional counties only have a 20-hour office. So they're only in the office Monday and Tuesday. So if there's a veteran looking for help Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and that county office is closed, they're going to probably come to one of the other areas that are open 40 hours. And that's where that is it. And so I want to make sure that's clear in that standpoint.
Okay.
And you never turn anyone down to help anyway, as far as if you
No,
can.
ma'am.
So if they do come to you, that's
No, ma'am,
great.
we don't.
So, appreciate that.
Thanks for the job you do,
Thank you.
Yolando.
Oh, no.
Do we have any other department heads or elected officials in the boardroom that would like to provide an update? How about on Zoom or on the phone? Item number 6, approval of minutes from August 31st, 2021.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Item number 7 is the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Trelka.
Yes. Item 8A is a motion that the personnel requisition for 3 assistant county attorneys, full-time replacement in the county attorney's office with start dates no sooner than September 15th, September 25th, and October 8th be approved
Second.
as recommended by Brian Williams, county attorney. Any comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. All those opposed say no. Item 8B is a motion to receive and place on file the actuarial opinion certificate for fiscal year 21 of the Blackhawk County Insurance Healthcare Plan as submitted by Insurance Strategies Consulting, LLC, and to issue checks for a $115 filing fee and $975 for the 509A study for plan ending June 30th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. 8C is a resolution that the suspension requested by Douglas Boos on taxes owed for 2021-2022 installments in the amount of $1,114 for parcel number 8913-17-429-007 be approved pursuant to subsection 427.8 of the Iowa Code, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes. Item 8D is a resolution that the suspension requested by Judy Langham on taxes owed for 2021-2022 installments in the amount of $932 for parcel number 8913-36-129-009 be approved pursuant to subsection 427.8 of the Code of Iowa, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes. Item 8E is a resolution that the suspension requested by Cassandra Little on taxes owed for 2021-2022 installments in the amount of $470 for parcel number 8913-27-429-1 or correction -011 be approved pursuant to subsection 427.8 of the Code of Iowa, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved.
Second. Any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Abstain.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes. Item 8F is a resolution that the suspension requested by Jason McGee on taxes owed for 2021-2022 installments in the amount of $3,138 for parcel number 8913-35-406-018 be approved pursuant to subsection 427.8 of the Code of Iowa, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved.
Second. Any comments or questions? Mr. Veeder, roll call vote, please.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Jelka.
Yes. Item 8G is discussion, county preparedness, and possible updates for COVID-19. Dr. Mbonye?
Good morning, Board. Dr. Nafisa Bonye, Blackhawk County Public Health Director. So just a brief update. We've had 150 cases over the weekend. Our positivity rate is at 12.4%, which is a little down from where we've been a couple of weeks ago. And right now we're at 60.8% of our 18 and over population that have been vaccinated. So still moving a little too slow for me, but we'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there, but that's where we're at. Any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Item number 9, do we have any reports or information from the board? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. We are adjourned.